Welcome to The Simple Fix, a myth-free movement podcast from Keza Wellness. I'm Karen, your host, a coach who blends strength, Pilates, and pain science so that you can move well, feel great, and live boldly without the hype. Today we're joined in a studio with a very exciting guest, Nathalie. Some of you may know her as Bunny. That's how she is known in the community she has created. I am very excited to have her with us in studio today. Not only have we connected through teaching some commercial classes within London, but I've been so excited to learn and hear about all the other ventures she's been focusing on. So Bunny has had a fitness community and then transitioned into designing her own line. So I'm very excited to hear more about that. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So Bunny, why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners a little bit more about you, set the scene. Who are we talking to today?
I am a fashion designer and a fitness expert. And I have been working in both fields for a long time. I started off in fashion, then moved to fitness, and then have brought the fashion back in with a Pilates Wear brand made from recycled fibers. So we are sustainable and fashion forward Pilates wear.
Amazing. And what does fashion forward mean?
Fashion forward means, to me anyways, like trendy. I design obviously for purpose, but with fashion in mind as opposed to just performance.
Okay, great. So something that like is functional but also looks good.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so Bunny and I actually met because we both teach for a very well-known studio in London called Paola's Body Bar. And that's where our paths crossed and we got to talking about a few things. She was obviously always dressed amazingly. We're repping her brand. Tell us a little bit more about your athleisure wear.
I'm actually born on the 8th of December, which is where the number came from.
Very cool.
I love the number. It's got really strong roots in numerology. And the 8, if you flip it on the side, is the infinity logo, which is obviously symbolizes fashion, recycled fashion.
I distracted you.
Don't worry.
That's okay.
And like the regeneration, everlasting, forever sort of feel of what I want the garments to have.
Amazing.
So that's where the name came from, because I get a lot of questions about that. Y8.
Yeah, cool.
And we are now focusing on Pilates wear as the Pilates industry is booming. It's growing.
Amazing.
I'm a Pilates instructor too.
Okay.
And there are tons of awesome studios here in London and awesome trainers. So it's really trying to build that community now and sort of set the
Pilates industry literally has gone crazy.
It has gone crazy.
It's changed so much. I think mostly for the better, which is good. And I think like any industry, when it blows up, the great things to come of that are, more exposure, more education around it. People outside of that typical niche get exposed to it, which is fantastic. And then of course there's things that are not that great, like we lose a bit of quality and that kind of thing. Working in London, so working in the fitness industry in London as well as in the fashion industry, what can you tell me about that experience? Have you let's start here. Have you always been in London? Have you always been working in London?
I've always worked in London. I'm Swedish Lebanese.
Nice.
But I grew up in Dubai.
When I met her, I thought she was Irish.
And I moved here when I was 17.
Okay.
To go to university here. And I went to the London College of Fashion, so really great fashion school.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I was in the fashion scene for quite a while.
Yeah.
When I graduated, I started upcycle denim brand straight away. The fashion industry is stressful.
I'd imagine so.
It's very, very stressful, very competitive, not very healthy. Okay. So for me, when I had to close my studio down and picked up fitness professionally, I actually loved how I was actually making people feel good about themselves. It's the opposite to fashion, actually.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they sell the dream of you buy this dress and you're going to feel amazing. But, like, and all the work that goes behind it, the people that are doing that are not feeling so amazing, that are making the pieces. But yeah, so it's actually very different, very, very stressful. However, I am noticing there are the dark sides of the fitness industry too.
Absolutely.
That I also didn't really notice personally when I was just doing my private clients, probably.
So tell us a little bit about how you started with the fitness thing.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you had a really good introduction to it.
Yeah.
And then, the shadows come out, don't they? Which is so sad, because it should be a feel-good industry, and unfortunately, I think more so than not.
Yeah, there are the dark sides of it, which I guess people don't really see or notice. I didn't really notice at the beginning. I thought, fitness, amazing. People are going to feel great. I'm going to make them feel amazing. So I actually started in COVID, when I had to close my studio down, and I moved to my now husband's mother's house in the countryside. And we both met at an F45, actually.
That is hilarious.
Which is so funny. And we were like obsessed with classes and going to classes together or whatever. And then we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, we can't go to class and we're in the middle of the countryside.
Biggest panic of COVID is that I can't go to my F45. I was like,
what are we going to do? Oh my goodness. So we thought, my husband and I, who's also in fitness now,
nice.
Also professionally in fitness now, we both that was actually how we obviously met originally. So both had a love for it as passion. And then we thought, why don't we just create like a fitness class for our sort of community that we have our own followings.
Nice.
So we started something called the Home Fitness Plan.
Great.
And it was very basic. It was HIIT style workouts.
Yeah,
we recorded within 1 week, because we were like, we don't have much time to do this, because like someone's going to do it, obviously. So we did a month's worth of workouts. We recorded them and did like a whole nutrition plan and everything, and made a whole it was like a PDF.
Love.
That had like YouTube links on it. And did that, and it actually did quite well.
Amazing.
And it was very, very affordable. And we started building a little community there. So we do them online with them every now and then. And we did maybe 4 months worth in the end, so after COVID. And then we got qualified as PTs.
Love that.
Then got qualified as PTs. To be honest, I feel like learning so much about the anatomy when you're doing a level 3 course is awesome. I feel like form I had down. Like, out of a lot of people on the course too, I feel like I had that form thing down. My tailbone was really tucked under, you know. You'd be surprised when you start a course with people, like, the level of knowledge, even from that point. So we did that. Then I decided, because the entrepreneur side of me was like, I need to make this into it like a business. We didn't want to carry on with Home Fitness Plan. So I started Body by Bunny.
Okay, nice.
And that's when I basically...
Where does Bunny come from?
Bunny, my mum used to call me Bunny.
Okay, cute. Nice.
She used to call me Bunny.
Sentimental.
Yes, and then it kind of caught on with a few of my friends in London. So I'd say like 50% of my friends here call me Bunny.
Okay.
And the other 50 call me Nathalie.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's like a kind of, I always...
Do you feel like you have two personas?
Kind of.
I love that. As you should.
Yeah, actually, and now that when I'm teaching with the name Bunny on the schedule, it does feel like, it's someone else. And people go, oh, Bunny, that's so cute. I'm like, yeah. And then sometimes I'll be like, Nathalie. They're like, Bunny. It confuses me sometimes.
It's okay. I think it's nice. Like, if Natalie's having a bad day, Bunny's having a good day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
It gives you something to step into.
Yeah, I quite like it. And I kind of like having it a little bit separate.
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
I think as a self-employed anything, that is so important, because when you are your brand or you are your job, it's so difficult.
Yeah, because you kind of are.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that little bit of a...
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that we are.
That is a super, super challenging one when it comes to... I think self-employed is challenging itself, but I think about this often because I've now been self-employed for a very long time. And it's harder in the service industry than anything else if your product is you.
Yeah.
Because if you're self-employed and you whatever, write an essay and it's not so good. Yes, it is you who did that, but it's the essay kind of thing. Whereas like, yeah, when you're showing up and it's you, it's so difficult. Like, it's just like, it gets really loud in your head.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's nice to have those like persona changes, so to speak.
For sure.
Even if it's literally just a construct that helps you separate things out.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Body by Bunny.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Body by Bunny
is still going.
It's not still going.
Okay.
I still have the tattoo though of my logo, which is fine because it's a cute bunny. I
love that.
The 8 tattoos coming soon, don't you worry.
Yeah,
en route.
absolutely.
So I basically used to train in my own type of way. I
Okay.
have friends that live all over the world, and I actually don't think London is very quick on fitness trend. They're not.
Yeah.
We're a big city, and we like, once we do something, we do it. But I don't think they're like first.
No.
On the
often
trends.
not.
No.
Often not.
So I follow people all over the world. So like for me, I was seeing tons of different things being done with lighter weights, you know, doing sort of hybrid-y sort of stuff and using bands and all that kind of stuff. I've never been that into big machines in the gym, even as a PT. I like free weights a bit better, even if they're heavier free weights and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I'm not drawn to them unless I really need to use it or a client really needs to use it. I kind of avoid it. And I also think it's not avoid it. I try to work around it. It's also because I train a lot of women that live at home that might not have these big machines. So I have to think outside the box in that kind of way. And I love, like, I'm not very good at, like, what's the word for it? Long distance stuff. What's the word?
Like endurance. Yeah.
I'm not the endurance person. I'm good in, like, short bursts. I'm like an Energizer bunny, actually. I sometimes see in classes people are like, when I'm like, come on, you know, like I do it with you, you know, for like to try and get them going. And they're just like looking at me like, what is she doing? So I'm good at that. And I just thought, let me just merge the way that I train and make my own sort of quote unquote method.
Nice.
Which was just incorporated light weights, bands, and bits of HIIT.
Amazing.
So yeah, and I would say it's not Pilates. It wasn't.
Okay.
It was a Pilates style.
I mean, it sounds like what you're explaining is like a sculpt class.
It's basically
and sculpt didn't really exist. I mean, how long ago was this?
A while ago.
I mean, sculpt didn't really even exist like 2 years ago.
No.
I think that there are certain methods around that embody it, but Pilates itself used to be very restricted, very like in a traditional Pilates studio. Also because it used to be really difficult to be qualified as a Pilates instructor. There used to be like a few big names and you could only get qualified through them, and that has really evolved.
Changed,
So now you can find a sculpt style class quite easy, and even if it's like sort of marketed as Pilates or like Pilates strength or like Pilates something, it's basically this fusion of like, we are doing Pilates style stuff, but we're also bringing in a little bit of your bigger movements that you'd see in the gym, like your squats and your lunges.
Exactly.
And we're bringing in some weights.
And I bring in the impact.
Yeah.
A little bit more higher impact.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but in little bursts.
In little bursts. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a continuous thing and done to time.
Okay.
So it was timed.
Okay, so when you say that, you mean like stop, like 30 seconds off.
Yeah.
And then
so
stop.
it was it was mainly 30 seconds on every exercise.
Okay.
That was what it was.
Okay, cool.
And I was quite strict with the time. So coming out of that, then training without physical time was difficult for me.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was Body by Bunny. People loved it, which was really cool. And I had people coming once a week in person.
Fab,
and
you had a space.
I would use different spaces.
Nice.
So
okay.
so I was in 2 different spots.
Great. London is good for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
For like
I had
finding
regular
studio
spots,
spaces. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So I would rent them. The first one was in a clinic, actually, not a clinic. What's it called?
Like an aesthetics.
Yeah, like not a dermatologist.
Like a beauty hub.
Yes, like a beauty clinic. I don't know why I can't think of the actual name.
That's okay.
A wonderful space in Notting Hill.
Beautiful.
And it was just stunning. So it was in there first, and then I moved up to the top of Notting Hill to a yoga studio.
Nice.
So yeah, I basically rented out these spaces.
Fab. Okay. And how many people were you having in a class roughly?
Oh, I can't remember. Maybe the bigger space could hold like 20.
Okay.
And then the smaller space was like 15 or, about 15.
Nice. And with this, like, obviously you say people loved it.
Yeah.
What do you think it was about that style of training? And was it like primarily women? Was there an
Primarily
age group
women,
specifically?
But I did have like the odd man come in, or like a couple of guys, or like, so, and sometimes it was surprising. It would like be the husband and wife that would come, and then the husband would continue, and maybe the wife wouldn't. That happened once, which I found quite interesting.
Hilarious. Okay.
And he would just be there like, hi, every week,
Well,
which
good.
was, it was great. I think it was like what you said, and I never saw it as this, but a sculpt class. That's basically what it was.
Well, I mean, the term sculpt, it hasn't really, apart from a few studios who specifically already did maybe a fusion or whatever, like now I just feel like even the things we're seeing on Instagram, we're seeing like large Pilates classes with like girls or men who are mic'd up, performing at the front of the class. Like it's a style of commercial fitness now that it's kind of everywhere, which is cool. But it sounds like you just blended what you enjoyed
basically
from your own training
and how I got results. It was literally that,
and put it out there, which is, I mean, anyone who's kind of created a bit of a method or a bit of an ideology or that kind of thing, that's usually what it is, right? It's something that you believe in. It's something that
works for you.
That works for you and that you find easy to share. So it sounds like it was super energetic and
it was
fun.
Also something that I wanted, something that was sustainable.
Okay.
That women could continually do without getting injured.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
happened, which was great. No one got injured. People sustained it. I moved it online as well.
Okay.
So I started getting messages on Instagram for people from all over the world being like, how could we join in on this? Like, I want to do this. So I brought it online. I started with a challenge.
Fab.
And then did another challenge, and then did another challenge, and it was the same people doing the challenges after each other. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something else here. So I had a website where I hosted all the workouts, and people had a membership to it.
Fab.
And I still continued to do live ones. I did so many classes in 3 years, I can't even tell you. Like, I did 5 a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And is this all you were doing full time, or did you have something else going on?
I was still working on my private clients.
Okay.
With my private clients, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a private client base across London?
Yes, across London.
And online as well?
Yes, online too. At the moment, my online clients are the ones that train with me in London and then travel.
Of course.
But I have had some just sort of online over.
So when in all of this madness was 8 built and born?
Oh yeah, so then I was doing...
that other mega thing
I was doing Body by Bunny, and I was at a point where I either had to add more in-person classes, or I had to really push the online thing and grow and maybe get an app, like make an app. It was that kind of thing. And I was like, I wasn't, like, at that point I was like, I'm not 100% in this. I want to go into design. I really want to go back into design. But I love making women feel their best, look their best. I love that feeling that I get, the satisfaction of like making an actual difference in people's lives.
It is great.
And then, so I was like, I'm not stopping the fitness thing. It's just not happening.
Good.
So I thought, why don't I merge the two?
Okay.
It's very different design to what I've done in the past. Totally different. I don't know if I've ever shown you my other stuff.
No, but I'm super
it's like
intrigued.
It's very, very different. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, this needs to happen. So then I thought, I've started a brand before. Let's do it again. Merge the two.
Very
I mean,
nice.
I wear it every day.
Yeah.
Because I was wearing like active wear every day anyways, so it kind of just made sense.
Yeah, fits in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how you landed on active wear, basically. Athleisure wear. What is the right term? Same thing? No.
A little bit different. Athleisure wear is probably more like tracksuits and stuff, I would say.
Okay.
Or, I don't know actually. Active wear, yeah, same thing. It's now Pilates wear though.
Yeah, Pilates wear, there you go.
What is that?
Pilates
wear.
Okay, cool. All right, so interesting to hear about sort of the concept behind Bodies by Bunny. I always love to hear sort of how people who have individual styles have gotten to it, because unless it's a style that I really don't agree with, I think it's so great when there's a bit of blending going on, because when you look at the fitness industry, especially in today's society with like niches and algorithms and everything, everyone wants to have like a name and almost be like married to that sort of like culty wise, and it tends to be a lot of, you know, the yoga people hate the Pilates people, and the Pilates people hate the strength people, and the strength people hate the yoga people, and there's all this like, what this one thing is the thing. And of course that is like epic in terms of marketing and all of those other things. When it comes down to like actual movement and people feeling good and maybe being as safe as possible, you really need to like zoom out a little bit and just be like, yeah, absolutely, your hundreds, which for those of you who don't know is a Pilates exercise, is just as important as lunges. It's just as important as some jumping squats every now and then. It's just as important as, you know, your pigeon pose. So I think that the blend, in my opinion, any professional, any professional who is willing to zoom out, I'm not saying, I think it's really important you're an expert that what you are an expert in, perfect. But when it comes to movement and exercise, and especially if you're client focused, so if you're, you know, if your thing is delivering this and wanting the best for your clientele, you've got to have a broader scope, you know. So it sounds like that's what you did with Body by Bunny. You went, this is what I really enjoy, all these little bits, you know, elements of things, and that's cool.
Yeah, and I then was like, okay, obviously I'd done quite a bit of Pilates, and I was like, this is very Pilates based.
Yeah.
A lot of the moves. Let me learn the true.
Amazing. So then you did your Pilates.
Yeah, and I have my reformer as well.
Amazing.
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Okay, so again, so diverse, which is great.
And I know that my Pilates qualification has really, really helped me understand also the body so much more.
Yeah.
And it's really, like, obviously I've always known breath is really important, but like, you don't really know how important it is until you learn how important it is, and how it also really helps with delivering results, not just mentally but physically.
So since doing your Pilates, would you say your style of training has changed?
Yes.
Like if you redid Body by Bunny today, do you think your class structure and stuff would look a little bit different?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It would just be, there would be more cueing.
Okay.
I think, for sure, and more just adding in all the other bits, because there are so many parts to Pilates. It's not just doing the move, obviously.
Yeah,
I've always been form conscious, and even when I like look back at old videos I did on Instagram pre-COVID, would just, because people would say, oh, how do you look like that? How do you look like that? So I was like, I'll just try to do some videos to show them, you know. And this was years ago. I was doing like all the four-pointed work and stuff like that. I don't think many people here were doing any of that stuff.
No.
They were just, So I look back and I'm like, okay, still looks good. You know, I've always...
Yeah, I mean, good understanding of your body.
Yeah, because I have trained since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my mum's also a trainer, and my sister was too. So like, yeah, I have a good understanding of the body, I think. And that's really important, because the more you teach commercial classes, you realize that so many people actually don't.
Yeah.
Just from like a basic level, and it's quite alarming. I actually find it alarming.
I mean, the commercial scene is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think, especially when it's becoming at the moment, it can be quite an eye-opener, as you say, like, to see how uneducated people are about their bodies, how unaware they are.
Unaware, exactly.
Lack of proprioception, lack of ability to listen and look at something and then
copy it,
mimic it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not great.
No.
But I think also what we're experiencing right now, which I believe is quite positive, is we're experiencing like more people taking part in fitness than we ever have before. So before, I feel like you were either an athlete or you just weren't.
Yeah.
So it's like now we're opening the doors a little bit more. And what that means is we're going to be seeing the non-movers trying to move. Mm-hmm. But that also then means the delivery of it needs to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is something that I think, especially in the commercial world, is always really, really difficult. So within... on that topic, I think it's quite a good segue to go to. How do you feel about the size of the industry at the moment and the volume of the industry at the moment, really making fitness feel like this luxury experience, with a bar being quite high? You know, if you're not going to a certain class, looking a certain way, performing certain movements, you're not doing it right. How do you feel about that sort of culture that's happening? I'm assuming all over the world. It's definitely happening in London at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's like, obviously with Instagram, TikTok, that sort of hype thing for anything.
Yeah.
You know, anything becomes a little bit of a hype. And I do feel like it's definitely has its moments here with the gyms that are popping up. I even see it. Like, I'll all of a sudden see a new studio and then see it loads, and see the type of girls that are in the studio and think, oh, it's for that type of person, whatever.
Yeah.
I do think, it's definitely a thing. I don't know. I think it's not a bad thing in the sense that, because I think a lot of the younger generations, the generation under us, are opting to do classes and a matcha after as opposed to going for a drink.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I do think
it is changing the culture.
It is. I think in that way the culture is changing, and it's not a negative thing.
It's not a negative thing.
No, I think the whole the Pilates princess thing that's going on can be quite funny, in the sense that, like,
I mean, I think that we're in an age where, like, we like to dress things up and we like to put a name to them and we like to feel like we're, hashtagging.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
We want to have those moments, and that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's quite that's what, in a funny and a sweet way. It's quite endearing.
And it's drawing it's drawing more people in.
Yeah, for sure, because they want to be that Pilates princess, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
what are the negatives with that?
Like,
do you think?
When we grew up, we're looking at like black and white photos of like ladies with cigarettes, and we thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So I think if the youth of today are looking at a girl in a Pilates class and thinks she's really cool, then we must be doing something right.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, I agree with that completely. I think where it becomes a bit difficult, and where I have tried to situate a lot of my sort of like press and messaging, is although these things have like aesthetic connotations, and you think, okay, cool, that's the vibe, it's still like, we still want it to be really inclusive.
Yeah,
so we
100%.
Still want there to be like
the
this
diversity
idea, and this idea that like anyone is welcome, kind of a thing. But I think what's great in the industry at the moment is there's so many things popping up that it's more likely for someone to find their space within the industry. So I definitely encourage that. It used to be like you either went to the bodybuilder's gym or the yoga studio or the run club. And that
or you were like did Les Mills.
Yeah.
Like it was
body pump.
Yeah, body pump, body balance, all those things.
Yeah.
And it was that's what you
like
do.
had to fit into
one of the boxes.
Anything. So what kind of training do you do, and do you enjoy, like, for yourself?
I enjoy the sort of fusion I mentioned.
Okay, and that's still sort of like primarily how you like to train yourself.
Yeah, and I like to do strength training.
Okay, great.
I need to recently prioritize it a little bit more. I need to sort of practice what I preach. When I get so busy, it's difficult.
Hard when you teach, though. It's really difficult when you teach,
because it takes it out of you. But yeah, so I like to do strength training. I love doing little bursts of cardio.
Okay.
I get so much out of it. I wouldn't say I'm a runner. I'm definitely not a runner. But I recently got into, just for the summer, like sprints, like interval training. Yeah. I love interval training.
Amazing.
That is my style.
Amazing.
So that with the Pilates and the strength is my favorite.
Nice.
That's my favorite thing.
So what I like about that is the way you worded that is like you say you're not a runner. I mean, so this is the whole thing, is like you cannot be a runner and love to do sprints training as part of your training. So I think as long as being a runner doesn't keep you from experimenting,
totally,
then in the fitness industry we're doing the right thing. Obviously, unfortunately, it doesn't always land like that. Like maybe someone who thinks they're not a runner will never try a sprint, and will never know that being a runner doesn't mean you have to run a half marathon. Being a runner can just mean that you run sometimes, and I think that's the message that we want to keep. But that is what's so great about fusions, because you might be someone who, I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things is if I'm in a Pilates style class and we're going to be using dumbbells, and I ask them to choose their weights, and someone will choose a lighter weight because a heavier weight is too heavy, and I'm talking about like a 3 kg or a 4 kg. I love the concept of like, please go home and weigh your handbag, or like, please go home and weigh your child.
That's so good. I've never thought about that. Because
your handbag is
like
heavier,
5
for
kilos.
sure. Yeah. Your child is definitely heavier. And, you know, that education of you coming to a fitness class and you've got a sort of set up construct for yourself, and you've gone like, I can only work with the twos, but at home you're like throwing around a 25 kg child, like you're fine, you can do that, and that's great. That is when you can kind of like push someone out of their own comfort zone and be like, look, without even recognizing it, this is what you've accomplished today, and that's cool. Because I think
people don't realize how strong they are.
Exactly.
And also, it's so important. We have to do the heavier weights.
Oh, absolutely.
We literally have to, for our bone density, for like everything. And also, like, there's this Pilates body, right?
Yeah.
That is going, I think, around TikTok or something like that.
100%.
You know, I am getting questions in these commercial classes, like, how do you look like you?
Yeah, that is something I've heard from a few instructors recently.
And it's such an interesting thing, because firstly, we all have different bodies, so nobody's ever going to be able to look like someone else. I'm 5'2" as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
she's tiny.
So it's just, and we all have different lifestyles, different genes, like genetics play a huge thing, and
for sure.
So it's just such an interesting question, but it's those girls, if you look at what they're actually doing, the ones on Instagram, they are holistically training. They're not just doing one thing.
They're training, in loads of aspects, and they're training a lot. And their majority of their life, like,
revolves around.
Yeah, the people you're getting like that are getting pushed onto your feed, they're full time doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So that is something that's so misunderstood.
Yeah.
And it is crazy, because your body type and the movement that you do are two different things.
Yeah.
And we've been sold through like marketing and propaganda that if you do X, you will look X. Like Y. Just like, I mean, I don't even know does Men's Health still exist, the magazine? I think it does.
I think it does, yeah.
But I mean, it used to.
So does Women's Health.
Yeah. And it used to be like, if you wear this cologne, you're like, gonna get lucky with the ladies. No. But I mean, it's a construct that you're going to buy into, right? So obviously from a marketing point of view, we understand why that's happening. But what I do love about what's happening in the industry at the moment is these conversations are being had a lot more. So it's like, what do you do? Okay, well, yes, I do this specific class that I'm teaching you 2 or 3 times a week. But I also make sure that I'm doing a heavy lifting session once a week, and I like to bring in some interval training when I'm feeling up to it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. And, I'm also thinking about my nutrition. I'm also like prioritizing my sleep, and I'm also like having fun with it where I can as well. And obviously that sounds like the picture perfect mix, and no one actually has the perfect mix all the time. But I think we're hopefully coming away from it has to be one thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, it's not one thing.
No.
I mean, as a Pilates expert myself who loves the real basic, boring stuff because I'm crazy about pain management, even what I do, I would never be like, this is it. Like, you have to explore other things.
Yeah.
You have to be moving around with it. And any instructor that you meet who is only trying to sell you one thing, run. Actually, any expert who believes that the answer is one thing, it's just not.
I do also love, I love getting on my Peloton, my bike.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Little shout out. No, I love one.
That's okay.
Trainer.
We can shout them out.
Just one.
Peloton, Bunny loves you.
One trainer.
Okay.
I just do one trainer on the Peloton, and I always have just done that same trainer, and he's just super cool. I just love his energy, and like, I literally have my AirPods on because I feel like I'm a bit more focused on the Peloton, and I'm literally talking back to him on the screen.
I love that.
My husband's like, what the hell? I'm like,
your husband's like, are you cheating on me with your Peloton
he's
instructor?
So motivational, and like, it is really about your instructor too. I think that's a huge thing, and I feel like sometimes people will try something out, and maybe not like the instructor, and then be like, it's not for me.
100%.
I think that is also a very important thing, is just to really explore something properly before deciding whether it's for you or not.
And to highlight with that you're going to be drawn to an instructor for many reasons. So obviously we like to think that it's due to their skill, which it will largely be, but we really forget that like it's a personal experience. So you're also going to connect or not connect to the person.
Yeah.
And I think vice versa, if you look at that from our roles as instructors, that is such an epic thing. Like when you click with your clients and you become part of their entire life, because their well-being is their entire life, right? So you get to go on that journey with them. And I think that's probably why, you know, like when I look at it, I've never wanted to delve into the commercial industry on a very large scale, because I would really miss the connection that I get to make on a smaller one-to-one scale. And that's really exciting. But when you do go to a class style and you don't like it, it's definitely, you got to ask yourself, was it the instructor?
Yeah.
Was it other factors? And give it a couple goes, because it might end up being something you absolutely love and it's just literally persona based.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, it's really cool to be the person who is on the instructor who's on the receiving end of that. Like people,
seeing the repeats come back.
Yeah,
is
and
very,
people
very
saying
nice.
like, I used to hate Reformer and now I'm coming to your Reformer class and I love it. Like, that's amazing. That's really, really exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely fulfilling.
Yeah. So, okay, let's get back to, you're running 8, fab. That must be pretty full time.
Yes.
Okay. But you are also still instructing.
Yes.
So we're up to 2 full times already.
Plus a third.
So what is your instructing, what does your fitness work schedule vibe look like at the moment? Are you loving it? You're a little bit in the commercial scene, you're still in the private sector?
Yeah, I have a bit of both. Which is nice, and I enjoy both.
Okay, fab.
I'm loving turning up to classes and just kind of doing that class.
Amazing.
And going, it's very different from the one-to-one.
Yeah, different experience.
It's totally different. And I also love my clients that I work
one-to-ones.
with, my one-to-ones. So it's like
amazing.
Seeing their progression as well.
Yeah.
You know, with the same person, that's awesome.
Of course.
And also very fulfilling.
Amazing.
Career-wise.
So let's stay on your one-to-ones.
Yeah.
And tell me, so you're working with one-to-ones, obviously I assume that you're tailoring your work to what they need, that kind of thing. And within that, what is your goal with your clients? Is it that you want them feeling good? Do you work with clients who have like aesthetic and sort of performance goals? Is it a mixture of everything?
It's a mix, for sure. I think it's less performance, I would say.
Okay.
It's more like a lot of my clients, the age group that they're in, they're training for longevity. Okay, lovely. And they're understanding, this is not something that I'm doing for my summer holiday.
Okay, fab.
This has got to be part of my life.
This is your forever body.
It's my forever body, and that's really amazing for me.
Okay.
Because we're just consistently training, and it's awesome.
Fab.
There isn't like, I'm going my wedding or whatever. I don't have any of those long-term private clients.
Okay, so short-term.
Yeah, I don't work with athletes.
Short-term bursts of kind of like discomfort, but we're looking at maintenance.
Yes.
Building for a better future, that kind of thing.
Definitely. Amazing. Building, obviously, core strength and stuff like that maybe they didn't have before. Etc. But yeah, no, I'm not working with anyone training for high rocks or anything like that. I'm kind of quite a balanced person.
Amazing.
So I feel like I attract that.
The balanced client.
Yes. Yeah. That's the kind of, for sure. And that's what I had with Body by Bunny too.
Amazing.
It wasn't really like, yes, you would get results if you continued, but that's with consistent exercise.
We also know results are based on so many other factors.
Oh my God, tons of things.
Not just the exercise that you're doing. So, amazing. Okay, so your day-to-day is pretty hectic.
Yeah.
What would you say, so what do you reckon it's been like 5-10 years of you working at this sort of pace, juggling things? What's your time frame? When did you...
Yeah, kind of now, haven't stopped ever.
Just haven't stopped ever.
I haven't stopped ever since uni.
So, and would you say at this point you feel like you've got the balance down?
I'm getting the balance down now.
Okay. I
think doing commercial classes has added an extra thing.
An extra layer.
Yes.
But you don't strike me as someone who's like, I'm balanced now, so I'll stop. It's like, I'm balanced now, let's add the next thing and balance that in, and let's add the next thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all right.
Maybe my husband is actually getting involved with 8 now.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to be awesome.
Amazing.
Because it takes...
Looking forward to working together.
Yeah, very much. He's the other side. Like, we have totally different brains.
Okay, fab.
So it's going to be actually a massive weight lifted. I mean, off of me in that sense, but busier.
Yeah.
Almost, because now it's not just me.
Of course.
Which makes it actually, there's someone to be accountable to.
Yeah.
So,
it moves up those deadlines, and
He's also super type A, like,
nice.
you know, very, he's going to be the finance business one. I'm going to do the content, forward. The marketing, the design. That's what I love.
Amazing.
So I find it very hard to do both as well.
Also fantastic to be able to step further into the role of what you actually enjoy versus like, we all have elements of our jobs and our businesses that we don't enjoy and would love to basically farm out. So if we can, then that's great. And obviously this is not hiring a complete stranger. This is collaborating with someone your life is already collaborated with. So that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, Bunny, with that, obviously this is a simple fix, and the purpose here is to help people simplify their approach to their own well-being, and whether that's the movement that they're doing, how they manage their schedules, that kind of thing. So taking into consideration, you've got many pots up in the air. I mean, you're a young female founder who's also in a marriage, who is also raising a dog, who's also, you know, still really, as I believe it, you've got quite a big family. So, and I imagine family life is quite important to you. Yeah. You're constantly in self-development. So there's a lot going on. Being self-employed is crazy. Just because we create the schedule doesn't mean we do it well. Yeah,
exactly.
We create a crazy schedule.
Wait. All I want to do is create my own schedule. Like, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, let's see you do that.
Suddenly there's hours you didn't think you had. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's not...
the amount of things you try to cram into
one
and
you're
day.
Like, you know, suddenly you think 15 minutes is the equivalent to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And you somehow make it work.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, if there's a listener out there who's in a similar position, what would you say is like a simple hack or a simple fix that you've picked up over the years that you're like, I know I'm better at feeling good in my life now that I'm doing this thing?
It's definitely movement. I know that it's exercise, and it's like now...
She wasn't a paid actress.
No, it's definitely exercise. It's something that if I'm not doing, I don't feel good.
Okay.
And that's why I'm reminding myself, I actually, because I am still moving, still exercising, need to go back to those other two bits that I love, that I have stopped doing for the past couple of months.
Of course.
It's movement, for sure. If I'm not exercising, even on holiday, not joking, like I don't feel right. And it helps me release endorphins, helps me feel much better. I think finding something that you love, that works for you, that you can consistently do, even if it's, for example, this whole mixed hybrid training, but you do it 3 times a week and that's it. You don't overcommit 6-7 days of exercise, whatever. It's 3 days a week. You block that time off in your schedule for yourself.
Amazing.
And you just do it. Like, people always, you hear it with clients all the time, you probably do, I don't have time.
Yeah. But if it is something that fuels you, then...
you need to make the time.
Yeah.
And for most entrepreneurs, it's super important. But I know we get so caught up.
Yeah.
And it's part of our jobs. So it's very different for us. Because
exactly. But even it being part of our jobs, it's almost harder because, I don't know about you, but I also find myself being like, well, I've taught X amount of classes this week, which means even if I've only moved like 60% within those classes, I've still done XYZ, so whatever. Or I'm going to be tired, or I need to save my energy for my job or whatever. But 100%, like, if you're not filling up your cup,
you can't do anything else.
You're not doing anything well, you know. And obviously with what we do, you've got to think about your tool as well. You've got to look after your tool. And actually, I say that with what we do, but it doesn't matter what you do. Your priority pyramid, you cannot get to the top without you being, well, like, healthy. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what the top is. So if the top is that you are a CEO who is very stressful and, you know, holds financial responsibility for your entire family, doing daily movement might seem really far away from that goal. Yeah. You might think that it needs to fall at the bottom of the priority list. But actually, in order for you to successfully take care of your family, you need to be here and mobile and healthy and within sound mind and sound
you don't
body.
need to go get a gym membership, travel. I always say that, like, you can you can just get up in the morning 45 minutes earlier than you would, in your pajamas if you need to, roll up, pick up your weights, do a little workout, be done in 30 minutes. It doesn't need to be such a big deal.
Absolutely.
And I think that's such a big thing.
It's
like,
such
it's
a construct that needs to be broken.
That was
like,
one of our things in Body by Bunny. They were 30-minute most of them were 30-minute workouts.
Amazing.
That you could do from anywhere.
Yeah.
So that is what I think is super important. Just get up, get it done, or go to bed half an hour later. Like, it doesn't need to be this whole, I need to go to this specific gym, spend that specific amount of money. It is as easy as when you can, just getting it done.
Use what is accessible to you. Like, you can always drop and do 10 push-ups. No matter what you're wearing, no matter where you are. Yeah. Like, if that's all you do that day, you've at least done something.
And it's putting it in your schedule. And because people are so, like, I will, I've got that meeting with this person that I can't cancel, blah, blah. Create a meeting for yourself. Like, I always say that to people. I'm like, pop that in your diary and imagine it's something that you literally cannot cancel.
Absolutely.
And then you just do it and just make it work.
It's so strange how we are the least dedicated to ourselves. You know, like we there's certain meetings, social, professional, that you would never miss or move or try and weasel out of because it just would be so inappropriate and you'd feel so bad. Yet when it comes to appointments with yourself, so you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
And also speak to your body nicely. I think that's a good little simple fix.
Yeah, well, that's easy, free, and you should definitely be practicing it.
Yeah.
You can't do too much of that.
No,
so.
I know that I know that we sometimes, you know, even people like me who people consider as in shape or whatever, I have days where I don't feel that great about my body.
Of course.
But I try and like flip that and be like, actually, you know, positive affirmations, but towards your body, because people speak so badly about their bodies 100%. And you hear it with women all the time.
All the time.
And I feel like your body holds on to that.
Well,
I don't know.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much undoing that we need to undoing that we need to do. Because we're completely bombarded with how we think we should feel. That number one, we don't even know how we should feel. And then there's that whole thing of, if I feel good about myself, is that bad?
Yeah.
Like, should I feel guilty about feeling good? And it's really complex. But at the end of the day, if it was your friend or someone you're fond of or someone you care about, you would not talk to them like that.
No.
You would not be saying those things. You would try and be as understanding as possible, meet them where they're at, and then also be the firm hand that pushes them towards the right direction. So looking at yourself like that, like, why would you not? Like, that's definitely how you should approach it.
Yeah.
Nathalie/Bunny, I have had so much fun chatting and learning a little bit more about how you are juggling so many things, and also how you really keep it simple, which is great, because I think when we want many things in our life, it's really easy to think that has to be complicated, but many simple things are possible.
Yep.
So
especially if they link.
Exactly, and especially if, as you've been saying, everything you've gone into is something that you are drawn towards, and you know, not everyone is always in a position to do things that they love and that lights them up. But if you have even a small chance of doing something in a field that makes you feel good, go for it. You know what I mean? Why would you not? You're going to be working, most of us are going to be working our whole lives anyway, so you might as well be working on something that lights you up. Okay, we're going to end the episode with some rapid fire questions. So, what is your favorite time of day to train?
Morning. Early morning.
Love. What is a design quickly. What is a design piece that makes you feel strong?
My 8 Pilates flares, for sure.
The flares are gorgeous, just by the way. We will link them in the show notes. And why? Just because, like, I mean, they look epic.
I feel like I look really good in them.
Amazing.
And I feel like I look strong.
Yeah.
And they make me feel confident.
Amazing.
And that, yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, great. Lastly, what is one word that sums up both your movement and design philosophy?
Sustainability, for sure.
Amazing.
Within design, within training, everything.
We are really training to be sustainable.
Yes, exactly. And there's so many meanings behind the word sustainability that people don't really think about. But that's definitely something that has been an ethos throughout all of my brands.
Amazing.
Not just material-wise, of course.
Yeah.
And now also my fitness ethos, too.
I love that. always great to like see a different realm of thinking about a word or a phrase or an ideal that you maybe didn't before. Nathalie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me,
really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I can't wait to see you on the next one.
Yes, me too.
Perfect.
Bye.
Disclaimer. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in the Simple Fix podcast are for general informational purposes only and reflect my personal views. Listeners should seek professional advice before making decisions based on this content.